Hey guys, I made it. Ain't quite got it all together yet, but I'm here. Hey Tracy, am I coming in? Okay. I guess it'd help if I could read the chat. Hey guys, I'm trying to get ready. I'm almost late again. Oh, there we go. It is what it is. Tracy, how you guys doing? Thank y'all so much for coming over and joining me. I've been out for a little while, been sick. My nose isn't quite over uh, the issues it faced. I think I had a pretty severe cold. Well, there's Meredith and Brett, Tracy, and it is what it is. Randy and Derek. It's good to see you guys, all of y'all. Thank y'all so much for jumping over. And a whole lot going on. I've been sick all week, and yesterday I started feeling better and feeling good today, but I am so behind on everything that I had going on here at the house, and it's going to take me a while to get caught back up. Moonrider and Audrey, it's good to see everybody. I've still got a little bit of a sinus issues, but I've got some of that airborne I've been taking, jacked up vitamin C. There's Susan, Mountain Girl Sasquatch. Yeah, yeah, I finally made it. I got dealt a pretty hard hand. I don't normally get sick. I get a sinus infection every year, and I have probably for the past 30 years. And Saturday, I wasn't feeling very well. And Sunday, I was by the car and I was trying to get my stuff loaded up to get in. And I blacked out standing up, and I fell against the car. And I said, that's it. That's the last straw. And so I had to just call it quits, put everything on hold. And I got really bad off. The fever would come back every evening at 4 o'clock. And there's Barb and Judith. Well, thank you all for jumping over here, and Brother Randy. We don't have a lot going on. I've been down and out for the past week, and yesterday feeling good. Today I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm almost back to 100%. I'm probably at 90% right now. Still dealing with a little bit of sinus problems, and um, I'm just sore. My whole body's sore. Nana Anna, Applicator 40. It's good to see you guys. Thank y'all so much. And I apologize for being gone this week. There wasn't no way I could have done much of anything. I had this headache, and it wasn't bad until about 4 in the afternoon when the fever would ramp up really high, and then the headache would just get overwhelming. There's Coin Digger. Yeah, yeah, fresh haircut. I took a little off the root end of it, and I couldn't take it anymore. And for you guys that don't know me, usually when hunting season starts, I don't shave or cut my hair until my first harvest. And I've done that since I was probably 18 or 19 years old. And this year, I haven't gotten anything. It's been just, I don't think I've ever had a hunting season in my life that I haven't harvested either a wild hog or a deer or a turkey or something. I usually had something in the freezer by December, and that's not the case this year. There's Daniel Bice. thank you guys for coming over. Once we get a few more people in, I do have something that I want to run by everybody. It's a prayer request, and he didn't ask me for it, but it's one of our brothers here from the channel, and he's not doing very well. He's got a lot going on, and he and I we do communicate through email quite often. And he's got a few years on me, but he's nowhere near the end where he's he's clinging on, but he's not doing well. He should have a good strong 30 35 years to go, like most of us, but he's afraid with his health toppling the way that it is. He feels as though the end is going to be closer for him, and I don't agree with him on that. I'm not going to fall into agreement with him. You know, we have a father who's also a healer. He doesn't practice medicine. Um, he's a pro at it, and when he lays his hands on someone, things happen. Uh, Dee, there you are. Good to see you. And Sandra. Hope almost didn't see Sandra in there. But everything's been kind of quiet over here with the goats. You guys remember we had to do the rescue on the goat, and the guy we had to pay for it. And it was just a strange situation. When you rescue a goat, normally you go and you you bring the animals because either the people they cannot financially afford to get the goat treated, something's wrong with it, um, or they don't want it, or it's just something that's wandered up in somebody's yard, or it was laying on the side of the road. There's always a, a background to these animals, and 9 times out of 10 it's unknown. With this particular one, we know the guy, um, not well, but we do know him. We've met him before through the goats. We helped him with some goats that he had problems with, and well, he contacted us and wanted us to come by there and look at his goats, and we did, and they were in rough shape, real rough shape, and they were dying. And he went from, I don't know, 15, 16 of them down to 5, and not from running away or people stealing them, but were dying. And we went over there, and you can see right away it was a nutrition problem and parasites. He treated them for parasites, but he did that after they got sick. And you can't do that. If you guys, if any of you are getting into animals like that, most of your grazing animals, you have to do a maintenance treatment on them, because the parasite medication is a poison, and it poisons the parasites and it kills them. But if the animal's immune system is weak, it can also kill the animal. It can work against what you're trying to do. But he waited till she was really bad off, and he went ahead and gave her these industrial grade parasite control. Well, we went over there, and long story short, we had to pay for the goats, and we couldn't afford but one at the time. And we had some help from some of our family here on the channel, and we was able to get another one. I think it was the following day or a couple days later. But long story short, a few days ago, we got the last one. We finally pulled that off, and she was not doing well at all, and she lasted almost 24 hours, and we lost her. And so I was sick, really bad sick. I had to get out there and get a hole in the ground and get her wrapped up and send her back to the father. And it was really hard on me with the headache and the fever, and just it was rough. But anyhow, we had that, and then we had RJ, one of ours, got out. Oh, thank you. He got out of the back fence, and RJ is a pygmy. He had his ears and his horns ate off when he was a baby by a pig, and We got him, took him to the vet. He spent a week in the vet. He came home, had to go back to the vet for another week, and they said he wouldn't make it. And that was 4 years ago, and he's still with us. But he got out. We had some dogs show up last couple of days, little dogs, little nippers, and they got in the back harassing the goats. And you can't shoot these little, I don't know, little 10-pound little dogs. I'm not going to shoot them, but they were just aggravating the goats. RJ got out and he went over the fence, and he's a little bitty knee-high goat. He looks like a tank. He's half as wide as he is long. Well, some dog over there got him, chewed him up pretty good, but we got him back here. And uh, last night he was in shock. This morning he was a little bit better, but this evening we got done feeding a little while ago, and he's out there eating with them, and he's getting around good. So we'll just keep an eye on him. We gave him some penicillin and some other stuff, but he'll pull through. He's a trooper. Uh, I see Harvey's made it. Dundee Wooley's made it. Good deal. Thank all you guys for missed any of you. I apologize. My eyes can't keep up with the chat sometimes, and I miss stuff. But I wanted to let you guys know about Brother Mike. Mike and Pat live in Tennessee. They are part of our family here on the channel. And Mike's health is not good. He's struggling. He's literally struggling just to get through the day. A lot of lung issues, amongst other things. He's got a lot going on, but everything that's happening to him is physical. It's not spiritual on his part. I'm sure there is a spiritual side to why his health is crumbling, and I think it's possibly an unclean spirit or a demonic being. But I'd like to ask that you guys please pray for Brother Mike, Mike Williams, Mike and Pat. They're wonderful people, but Mike's having a hard time, and he's a wonderful man. He's very gracious, and he stays in touch with us. He's one of those that you hear a few sentences from him, and it's like you know him. And the first email I ever received from him, it was like that. It was like an email from a family member, and he is family. He's family to us here, and I care about him. I love him and his wife, and just ask that you guys please come together and let's ask the Holy Spirit come into Mike and Pat's life and really shake some things up inside Mike, and wherever the boogers are that are beating on him, beating on his health, let's get that stuff taken care of and get it run out. If it's God's will that he goes home, then so be it. That's I'm not going to go against whatever the Father sets in motion. But if it's not of him, then I'm going to pray and ask that it be removed, whatever it is, and Brother Mike gets his health back. We've got one of our own. I don't know if he's going to jump on tonight. I sent him a message just minutes ago. We had to run and pick feed up, and then we had to go back and pick up Rosie. And so I was on really short notice. I actually put the banner up showing you guys that we'd be on tonight. I done it from my phone, and we got it up. I got here and I come running in to get signed on, and the computer was going through an update, and so I was almost late when it finally finished. I had 1 minute until I was supposed to be on, and so it was really quick trying to get set up. And anyhow, I'm here, but we got one of our family who's had an encounter, and it's happened between 16 and 17 years ago, and it was 3 of them in a vehicle when it happened. And he's going to be coming on. I don't know when he's going to come on to share it with us, but he's definitely going to be coming on. But I did send him the invite if he wanted to do it tonight. It's up to him. It's no pressure. Just whenever he feels comfortable getting it out. I don't want to put anybody on the spot. I've got an interview coming up with a fella, and hopefully his pastor I'm waiting to hear back from him. And they had an encounter. Oh, I just did the odometer on it about a week and a half ago. I think it's 14 miles or 17 miles from here, from our home. And they found gigantic footprints where they're hunting. And he said they were enormous. And they followed them for a little while. And finally they realized what it was. And they got really nervous. They could feel that something was watching them. And they got a smell. And so they ended up leaving, coming out of there. But he's going to talk about that. I'm just waiting to hear back from them. They're traveling right now. I think he's in Colorado. I believe he's in the mountains. I think he said Colorado, or he's by Colorado, one of the two. But that should be coming up soon, whenever he gets back in town. Oh, Derek Flippin. Hey, brother. Yeah, everybody's good. We had some issues with one of the goats that we rescued. She didn't make it, and we had to bury her. And that has been all the adults we got from this same place. They all passed. None of them survived. And out of 3 babies, 1 survived. And you guys are familiar with Littlefoot. He's doing really well. He's almost old enough to go to his new home with my brother Chris, the guy that I hunt with and I do everything with. If he's available, I'm usually with him if I leave home. But that is where Littlefoot would be going. I thought I just seen. Oh, Franklin said he had to help somebody shovel a car stuck in the snow by his house. I'm glad we don't have snow. I hope you guys are doing all right. I hope everybody's doing well. I haven't messed with anything on YouTube at all since I got sick. When I started feeling better, I had to start catching up on the things around here that I just lacked on doing. I wasn't physically able to do them. I'm still really, really sore. I feel like I'm running a marathon. And all my chest up in here is sore, my neck's sore, my thighs I feel like I'm beat up. But we have some. I'm in the process. I don't know where my phone is, but I'm in the process. I got emails coming in from one of our own here, who's had a lot of encounters, a lot of the spacecraft, the UFO stuff, fascinating encounters, and he's emailed them to me. He's not going to come on, but I'm waiting for him to give me permission to share it with you guys. He shared it with me, but he did not specify that I could share it with y'all. And I did. I'm almost certain that I emailed him and asked him if I could, and I asked him a couple of questions, and one of them was, "Would you come on and share it on the channel with everyone? Let them know what you've encountered, and if not, would you allow me to share it?" And he did reply, and he said he would rather not come on. He is not set up as far as computer and the technological end of it. He's not set up to be able to do that, and um, he's like a lot of us. He just doesn't want to be out in front of a lot of people, which is understandable. But he didn't answer me if I could share it, so he will. He'll get back to me. But it's really fascinating the things that he and his family have witnessed, and I've got several emails of things that's happened to him, and I really want to get that out for you guys. But I'm going to wait until he gives me permission. Yeah, Dundee Woolley, thank you so much. Yeah, you guys, I've never asked for it on any of the videos, but evidently YouTube ranks people. They rank channels, and I don't understand what the purpose is behind it if you're not monetizing your channel like our channel. But from what others have told me, and then the emails to give a thumbs up and a like to to channels, any of the channels that you guys watch and you watch videos, that it increases or raises the level of that channel on YouTube. And I don't know what the benefit is of doing that. I have no idea. Oh, my glasses keep falling off. Oh, Brother Kyle. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, buddy. It's been rough. It's been really rough. I don't remember when I was sick last time. I very rarely get sick, and this one hit me pretty hard. Yeah, D says she's in the same boat and not monetized. And I don't understand the algorithm thing. I don't get it. The email that I received from YouTube, if I'm understanding it correctly, when people, the more that people click the thumbs up icon on the videos, then it places your video. If somebody comes in and does a random search, or as soon as they open up their home screen on YouTube, the more people that click the like button on your video, the higher you up are there, or the higher you are on that page. So when they open up YouTube, their home page, if you've got a pile of people that have hit the like button, your video is most likely going to be in that first page that lists the videos, and it'll be one of the first people see. And it doesn't bother me if we're at the bottom of the page. It absolutely don't. We got just an outstanding family here with you guys. We're strong. We're strong in Holy Spirit. We're strong in faith, and we're strong in fellowship, and that's what matters. We got family here, and that's all that matters. Just love one another, be good to one another, and just lift up and support each other in prayer. That's all we got. Our world's changing. Tomorrow's going to be a crazy day with all this Washington nonsense, and I don't know why people can't just get along. It's gotten crazy, but it's all good. We'll survive it. Just have to adapt, and we've been doing it now since this country was first created, and we'll just keep adapting. Yeah, if there's anything you guys have that you'd like to share with us, just throw a comment in there in capital letters, and I'll put it up. I had to bail out on Chris. We're putting up a bridge in an area over a creek or a ditch, a really deep ditch, and that's when I got sick and I had to leave. We didn't get it finished, but we had to have clearance to go in there, and it was for a set time. Well, that ran out at the end of that day, and I thought we'd get it finished, but we didn't because of me. I finally had to get up and leave, and I got here, and then I passed out standing by the car. But we got to go back and try to get that done. We're going to head up there. Going to try to hunt for a little bit in the morning, and then see if we can't get that finished. I don't know if we're going to finish up the permit part. It's just in case we drive a nail in our foot or something happens that we can't hold the state accountable, is all it is. It's just an insurance thing. 7 pearls roasted, 3 whole garlic yesterday, and loved it. Yeah, I absolutely love the garlic. Yeah, Derek, I don't understand the algorithm. I don't. People like D, a lady in the woods, and like myself, we're not monetized. We don't sell items on our channel, and I don't see how the algorithm would affect us negatively or positively. I don't see how. I really don't. If there's something there, then it's beyond my understanding. I'm gonna put this up. I know a lot of you guys don't hunt, but Franklin just said something, and Chris and I were talking about this. What he's asking about the deer numbers. Do the deer numbers seem to be down in your area of Florida? It's odd. I haven't gotten anything this year. I've seen a few deer. I had 2 really big bucks come in on me, but I didn't have a shot. I could have slung bullet at them. I use a muzzle loader, and it's really, really accurate. And usually it's almost instant. They don't suffer. But the shot I had, the chance of me hurting the deer instead of just taking him out was high. And so I didn't take the shot. That was it. There wasn't any more. And I did shoot one during archery, and something walked off with it, pulled the arrow out and laid it on a tree that was down and took the deer. A week or two later, Chris shot one, and the blood trail just stopped. There are no tracks, there's no blood, the deer was just gone. And kind of got an idea, but I don't know. But yeah, the game warden stopped us. It's been a couple of weeks ago, and asked us if we had done any good, and we told him no. It's just we haven't gotten anything. This year's been really weird. And he said, don't feel bad about it. All the areas that I'm patrolling and the people that I've checked, including my own family, nobody is getting anything this year. It's like the deer have vanished, like they've left, and the game warden didn't understand it either. I've never seen a year like this, but I just seen where Franklin had stated that or asked that, and I wanted to put that up because there is something going on. I don't know what it is. It may be uh, something biblical. Could be something with the time that we're in as a planet and as a people. Things are changing, and they're changing really fast. I'm hoping it ends up being for the better for us. The people here. The governments of the world are going crazy, and things are just getting really, really bizarre. And the sounds. Yesterday, I went. We did hunt for a little bit yesterday. I didn't do no good. Didn't see anything, but I heard uh, what I think was a scream. One of them weird yells that they do. It almost sounds like it echoes, like in the mountains. But we have no mountains here. We are flat land, swamp land. But when I heard it was echoey, like it was coming from way off. But the sound was so loud when it hit me. But it triggered the owls that were back behind me in the swamp to reply to it. The owls hollered out really, really loud. And I tried to catch it on tape because it kept happening. This scream would happen, and then the owls behind me, there were two owls, and they would respond to it. It went quiet for just, I don't know, 15 minutes. It was getting late in the day. The sun just started going back. It wasn't dark, but the sun was getting back to where it was hitting me on my back, but there were a lot of shadows in the trees. And within 20 minutes, the sound, it seemed as though it were maybe a quarter of a mile, almost in front of me, a little to my left, but quite a distance away. And within 20 minutes, it was on my right side, 200 or 300 yards, and it screamed, and it sounded like it hit a wall. And I know it sounds odd, but I heard the sound, and then I heard it echo from my left side. It come in on my right, and I heard it just really, really plain, really loud, and then it echoed back. And I just, I don't know. I don't know what it was. I didn't see anything, didn't hear anything bizarre other than the scream. But every time it would do that howl, it would be real high pitched, and then it would close out with like a real deep guttural roar, not a growl, but like a roar. And then the owls would answer, and it was creepy. But I ended up getting down. I left early because I had to go that direction. Yeah, Frogman. Um, yes, welcome to the channel, buddy. Welcome to our family. Yes, I am in the Panhandle of Florida. Between Panama City Beach, and Mariana. I'm kind of almost in the middle, a little closer to Mariana, up in the country. Uh, I just seen a message on there. and I pass it. As I'm sorry, I'm not up to speed. Oh, Brett, no, I have not seen any wild hogs this year. We seen one on the side of the road this morning that was dead, and he had a snare, the cable, in his mouth behind his tusk, and it was locked in the cinched position. Somebody caught him in the snare, and they killed him and dumped him on the side of the road. But I have not seen any live pigs, except for early in the season, and I did not shoot them. I seen another one on there, Derek, somewhere. Where'd you go, Derek? Oh, there he is. Yeah, yes, Derek. I've had a few people ask me, and most of our family here knows, and you may have missed the show that we did when I talked about it. Um, we do have the hours and the subscriber count to monetize, but I have no desire to monetize. I don't want to do it. It's not it's not going to benefit what I'm doing. What I'm doing is what I feel the Spirit of God is leading me to do, to try to help people, whether it be through prayer or people that are suffering from encountering these odd creatures that are in our forest. But I have no desire at all to monetize. I never, I never felt in my spirit that I was supposed to make money off doing this, and it's not something that I care to do. I've been poor for a long time, and I'm happy that way. It's hard, but I don't need the money that much that I need to try to profit off of helping people. That it's not right. To me, it's not right. Some people, it fits the bill for them, and they follow their heart, but mine ain't leading me that way. I wish it'd lead me to winning the lottery, but then I'd have to play the lottery, and I don't do that either. Um, but I'm happy. I'm only broke in this life. I won't be broke in the next one. Oh, I'm gonna Mountain Girl Sasquatch has posted this. I'm gonna put that up. I hope you don't mind. She says, I spoke to my mentor and I described what you saw. Supposedly there are four main types of the big guys. The caveman looking ones are type threes, and they use owl imitations. We have heard in that swamp, my hunting partner also, him and his father, we've heard what it's very close to an owl, but if you're near where the sound's coming from, it's not coming from the tree, it's coming from the ground. It's really, really low. And the first time that I realized that was this year, or not this calendar year, but this hunting season. I think it was November, the early part of November. I was hunting in an area, and I was in a stand about 25 feet up in the tree. And the swamp was behind me, but it also come around my right side. And for some reason, I'm backwards on the screen. But the swamp was about 20 yards behind me. It was close. And it come around my right side, and it went up. It was shaped like an L, and I was in the little pocket there. And all I had on was my knee boots. So I couldn't go into the swamp and set up. That's where I prefer to be. But the water was too high, and I wasn't dressed to go there. So I sat on the edge, and I heard the owl sound. And the owls usually make a sound. It's like they're laughing. They got a real creepy laugh sound, and they'll get really, really loud. And it sounded like that, but when it got to the laughing part, it started out this high pitch, almost like a crow, and then it goes into this laughter. When it went into the laughter, the last couple of seconds of the laughter, it was almost a rumbling growl. It was just the creepiest thing I ever heard. But it was behind me, rather close, probably between 50 and 70 yards, if I were to guess. And I turned because it sounded like a 4-foot owl. I mean, it was really, really loud. And I turned to try to see it, and I couldn't turn enough, so I stood up in my stand, and I turned to where I'm facing the tree, and I'm looking around the tree at him, or trying to look at him, and I can see the water. It's really thick in there. There's a lot of tupelo trees and cypress trees. It's just really, really dense, but it's beautiful out there. And it done it again, and so I had a focal point about where it was at, and it was ground level, water level, but I never seen it. And then that afternoon, the same spot it happened, but it was in front of me, kind of to my left side a little bit, and it was in the palmettos. And right about an hour after it made that sound, I was coming down the tree to get out. Was going to have lunch, and whatever it was took off through them palmettos, and it sounded like an ATV, a four-wheeler, that somebody had turned the engine off and was coasting really fast and breaking through the palmettos, kind of like a wild pig, if you guys have ever heard of wild pig when they go through them. And it's just weird, some of these sounds, and I don't know for sure that that's what they are. I don't know if it's the big guys or not, but I don't believe it's owls. I really don't. It's got such a the sound's just different. It's not the same as what an owl does. An owl, they have a wide range in their high and their low. They really have a I don't know what they call them. I don't remember a high tone and a low tone, but they stay all over that field between their high and their low. And I've never heard one growl, and we've heard it several times this year. Excuse me. Oh, we got Michael Bishop and Michael Deere here. Good to see you guys. Thank you so much for jumping over. I didn't see y'all when you come in. A lot of you guys jumped in I didn't see. There's Bobby Younts, 7 Pearls, and Deborah. There's Stan. Stan, I thought I'd seen you a little while ago come in, and I tried to scroll up and find you, and I either overlooked you or passed you completely. It's good to have you, buddy. Thank you so much. You guys y'all make it just and everything that we're doing here. Y'all make it so much better. And what's so crazy, I've got a few friends that have YouTube channels, and talking to them, where we stand apart. If I have problems, something that I can't figure out, I can come here, and so many of you guys jump in to answer it, to help me, and give me advice, and they don't have that at all on their channel, and they've got a lot of people on it. But I'm going to try to get Denise to come on, and her channel, I don't remember the name of it, but she puts out some weird stuff. It's interesting, but it's weird. I've got a brother Jeff had sent me. It's completely off topic, but he sent me a short video on YouTube, and it'll perk you up. If you need a good laugh, I'm gonna pull it up and see if I can say the name of it. I'll try to put it on the community tab. If you guys, if you want to see something funny, let me get it back up. It's on YouTube. It's called The Ballad of Buster Scruggs. Ballad of Buster Scruggs. It is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. But it's just something that if you guys need a good laugh, just throw it in. It's really short, but it's funny. No, thank you, 7 Pearls. Yeah, we try to welcome everyone. Oh, there's Tracy and Chris. It's good to see y'all. Great to see you. And Paul Holland. I almost missed you, Paul. I didn't see you on there. Um, I can't hardly even see out there. I got something on it. Oh, I definitely can't see without it. Oh, there we go. This is, I'm going to put what Michael had just said, because earlier this year we heard the owls. They started hollering, and something hollered that we thought was a coyote. It hollered twice. The second time, um, I would bet that it was not a coyote. I could be wrong, but I swear I don't think it was a coyote. But the owls and the coyotes started yelling at each other, and I just seen where he had posted this. Hunted next to the Neuse River in North Carolina back in October. After dark, the owls were all around, and a line, all around on a line, coyote howling in the field next to me. Every hair on my body was standing at attention. And that was what we had witnessed earlier this year, the same thing. But it was the owls and the coyotes. It was like they were out hollering at each other, and then something jumped in the middle. It sounded very owl-like, but it definitely was not an owl. I have no idea what it was. I mean, I have an idea, but I'm not gonna offer it on here. But you guys, I'm sure you guys understand what I'm thinking it was. Um, one of the big fellers. But we got some neat stuff. I wish I get permission to share it with you right now, but I will soon. He will reply to me. He's replied to every email that I've sent him. As soon as he gives me permission, I'm going to share those encounters. They're UFO encounters, and just I guess you call it supernatural, the stuff that he's witnessed, but it's really, really very interesting to say the least. And if any of you guys are in this area, the Panhandle of Florida, 2 nights ago we had to run north of here to Chipley. When we were coming back, we got just past our home, about a half a mile north of here. We were getting close, and there was an airplane, what I thought was an airplane. It was right after dark, about 30 minutes, 45 minutes after sundown. And I seen the light coming across the sky like a plane, slowly moving. And then it turned into a big ball of fire. And I started flipping out, and I told Kim, I said, that airplane's on fire. And I'm driving, I'm trying to get my phone out to where I can record it. It's at nighttime, and as soon as the phone turns on, it's blinding me coming down the road down this 4 lane. But it looked like the engine of the aircraft was blazing, and it had big sparks, big chunks coming off the back, and it had like a fire trail. But it was going about the speed of these planes do when they're up in the air below the clouds. But they're just they're really slowly going across the sky. It got really big, really bright, and it come over our house, and it got behind the house, probably I would say a half a mile, but it was high up in the air, so it looked like it was in the backyard, and it stopped. And this thing's got a tail like a comet or a meteor, this bright orange tail, and it just stopped, and it's just this huge fireball with this stripe, this tail behind it, and it just turned off. It was gone. It didn't fade out. It just, I don't know, it just turned off. And I tried to get a video of it. I got a very brief couple of seconds where I had to zoom in, and the phone doesn't film really good at night at the sky, but it was really strange. I've never seen one like that. And see where Pam says meteors. That's what I think it was, but I've never seen one go that slow. And it was creeping. It was just literally creeping across the sky. Yeah, Mountain Girl, Sasquatch is put up there where the Bigfoot will also hide their house amongst the coyote howling. I'd heard it one night. And that's what happened to me up at the property. I went up there hunting, and we ended up. This was this hunting season back in October during archery. I took my crossbow, and I got the GoPro is mounted on top of the crossbow so I can film the shot. And if I can't find him, I can go back and look at the video and see where the arrow hit him. And if it hit him in the leg instead of in a vital area, then I just let him stay all night. He won't go far unless you pursue him. And then come in the next morning and you can get him. Well, I was focused on a deer, what I thought was a deer, and I still believe it was. It was coming around me from my right and just slowly moving. I can hear it breaking the twigs. It was late in the evening. And what happened, I went to our property, but I went on the property back behind us, outside of our property lines. And I walked back there a pretty good ways. It was day in the afternoon, about 1:30 or so. And I get back there, and there were a couple of trees that fell, pine trees, and it made a perfect spot to sit. And so I sat down one pine tree. They're gigantic, like a biggest one of the big 50-gallon barrels in diameter. It's laid flat on the ground, and then the other one is on top of it. But it's kind of if I lean over, I can look under it. When I'm sitting on my little chair, I can bend down and look under that one, or lean up a little bit. I can look over it. Well, I put my back to it. Excuse me. And I'm focused on this deer. I can hear this deer moving, and I can hear the twig snapping, and it's coming across, and I'm locked on this sound, and nothing else mattered. I didn't hear nothing. I didn't see nothing. I'm focused on this. Well, it's getting closer, and it sounds like a big one. He's breaking some large twigs. He's busting up the bushes, which I assume with his horns. And it gets to a certain point, and he stops, and I hear this woman scream from behind me. And it was just bone shattering. It was so loud, intense. And it kind of snapped me out of this, where I'm locked on this deer. I'm waiting for him to come out 10, 15, maybe even 20 minutes. I'm just trying to follow this deer. The scream happens, and I come out of it because it scared me. I could feel it, like shaking. I could feel my clothes shaking from the sound. And this scream, it started off like a woman screaming, and it ended in just a roar or a growl, super deep, and like cave-like. Like if you were yelled from the bottom of the cave, it had an echo to it. Well, then I realized it's almost dark, and I got enough light to see, but it's not enough to where I could get back to our property and up to the gate before it's completely dark. And so the crossbow, the GoPro on it was recording. So when that deer would come out, I didn't have to mess with it. It was already recording. I just put my shot placement and squeeze the trigger. And if something happened, I can go back and watch the replay. But when the scream happened, I kind of panicked when I realized it's getting dark and I'm really, really out here. And I set the crossbow on the ground, and I'm getting my stuff together. And it happened again the second time. It was just a few seconds of scream, and then it just turned into this deep roar, it sounded like a monster. I mean, it was horrifying. And when it let out that loud roar, about 100 yards or so further north, I was facing the east. I had my back facing west. I'm facing east. And from the north, straight north of wherever this scream was coming from, the coyotes, it sounded like 4 or 5 of them, they started raising Cain. And then just past them, a little further north, another group of coyotes started. And I was in a panic. I've got a 10 millimeter on my side and a crossbow, and that's it. And I got something screaming and roaring behind me, and I got 2 packs of coyotes that I have to go past to get to the gate. Well, I got my stuff together. I get up. I'm trying to get out of there, and I don't know where I'm at. I couldn't find the trail I took to come in there. I was so scared I wasn't paying attention to the markers that I set out. And I got so far off track, finally I had to stop, open my phone app, and try to figure out where I was at. And I was I was going the complete wrong direction. I was going kind of east southeast where I should have been headed northeast. So I was going further back into the woods and further away from the property, and it was almost a bad situation. I finally find my way back. I'm following my app, and I use an app called Hunt Stand. Hunt Stand. I made me a line from my position to our property, because once I get 20 feet on the property, I got a trail that goes around it, and it's just a white sandy trail. Well, I get up there, I come across the trail and know where I'm at, and I get to the gate coming out. I get up to the gate. Now, Kim was coming to get me. She wasn't there. We have no street light. There's no power up there. It's just a wooded piece of property surrounded by more woods. So there's no light, no street lights. It's pitch black. And I ended up walking down the road a pretty good ways, and finally I seen her headlights. But yes, what I've ended up finding out with when we hear these bizarre screams or these roars, the animals, it's like they respond to them, or I don't know if they're communicating with them. I have no idea, but when you hear one and you know it's not an owl, it's not a coyote, but you don't know what it is, but the owls and the coyotes respond to it, and I don't have an answer for that. I don't know why that is. I don't know if they are actually speaking the coyotes' language and the owls' language. I don't know, but it's just really strange, and we've heard a lot of that this year. It's been crazy. Oh, there's Pappy. It's good to see you, Pappy. Thank you so much, brother. And Sharon, she made it. Long Island Bigfoot. Good deal. It's good to see everybody. God bless you. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for jumping over. I was letting everyone know we got several more people in from earlier, and so I'm going to run it by you guys. For those of you that didn't hear it earlier, part of our family here on the channel, Mike Williams and his wife Pat, they're part of us. Wonderful, wonderful people. We absolutely love them. Mike is not doing very well. His health is taking a tumble, and I believe that it's spiritual. It's a spiritual attack. Is what I think. And I'd like to ask you guys that most of you were here earlier, but for the new guys that are jumping on with us, new guys and gals, please pray for Mike and Pat both. Mike needs divine intervention. He needs healing coming to his life and his body, and whatever is attacking him, that if we can maybe come into agreement that we rebuke it in the name of Christ Jesus, Yeshua, just rebuke it and get it out of him, get him cleaned up. Because being sick, I was only sick for a week, and I was done with it. It was absolutely horrible. Oh, it's good to see you, Denise. Thank you so much. Oh, there's Keith. I didn't see you in here earlier, buddy. Hope I didn't miss you. It's good to see you. Yep, everybody. What an awesome night. If any of y'all have anything you'd like to share with us, I'm not going to stay on very long. I do have to be up really early, but we can if you guys got something short you'd like to share with us, what I'll do, I'm going to put the link Let me see. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. If you guys would like to come on and share something with us tonight, just if you do have something, we're going to try to keep it a little bit short. I have to be up at 2:30 in the morning. I'm so behind, and before we go hunting, we got to put some boards down where we can cross the creek. So we're going to get there a little bit early, so we can try to get that finished. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you, Brother John, and all of you guys that are relaying the message back on there for sending prayers for Mike. You know, Mike's our brother here. He's part of us. He's family, like all of you guys are. You know, if something happened, you guys needed prayers, we'd be putting it out there. And we got one of our sisters on the channel. She's dealing with a lot right now. She's dealing with Lyme disease, among several other things. But she's trying to dig up some more information on it, and I will be bringing her on sometime here. If it doesn't happen this month, it'll probably happen next month. I'm not sure when, but she's going to kind of share some information for you guys that are dealing with Lyme disease. Kim is dealing with it here, but just try to get the information out. Let it hunt. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, absolutely. And she just put something on there. I'm going to put it up because this is important. You guys, you see the kind of stuff that's on our TV. I don't care who you vote for. It doesn't matter if you're Republican, Democrat. That don't matter. You know, it's from the heart. How are you in your heart? Is your heart clean and good, or is it dirty and broke? You know, and our country's in a bad way, and it needs to be put back in the hands of the Lord. So yes, absolutely. What Lita's saying right there. You guys, just pray for our home. You know, this is it. This is our land. And if they take our freedoms away, you know, it'll end up being a civil war before it gets right. Because once things are taken away, there's a lot of people that are going to snap. And I'm not one of them. I'll hide in our home out here in the country and be just fine. Bigfoot scared the mess out of me, but they don't come up here and mess with us harmfully. They just scare me. I'm you crub. I'm going to put this up. This is something, this was mentioned to me. Oh, hey, Brother Kyle. Hey, buddy. I see you on there. What he's put on there, someone else had asked me about that by getting a sketch drawn of that caveman thing that I'd saw in Mariana. I did not. I did look for a very short period to try to find a sketch artist. Our sheriff's department here, the local sheriff's department for the county, they won't do anything like that. They won't take the time to let you work with their sketch artist. You have to find an individual that does that stuff, and I don't know anybody. I really don't. I've seen one picture that was very close to the one that I seen, and it was actually from that guy, Todd. Oh, doggone it, Todd Standing or Standings. One of his videos, the thumbnail for the video is pretty close to what I seen in Mariana. That there are differences, but when I seen that picture for the first time, it immediately took me back to that night. It was like a memory flash, and I emailed him I think 3 times to ask him where he filmed that, because he said he filmed that out somewhere on one of his expeditions, and that was a year and a half ago, and he's never replied to me. So I don't know where he got it. I don't know if it's something down here. I have no idea, but it was the only one that was close. It wasn't exactly like what I saw. The one I saw, the eyes were really big. They were almost too big for his face, and your eye. I don't know human anatomy. Forgive me for that, but you have the white part of your eye, then you have the colored part, and you have that black pupil in the middle of it. This thing, the the colored part, it was dark. It was kind of an orange, uh, like a burnt red, a brick red color. But the pupil was so big, it was almost the entire colored part. But you could see a little bit of white on this. It's not like ours where you see so much white in the eye. It was very little white you can see on the sides, and just seeing that, you knew right away that this guy's built for being out here at night. Eyes like that, it was just it was creepy because the eyes, they were shaped human like, but you do not get a human feeling when you see them. The face, it looks human. It's very, very human looking, caveman looking, but the eyes, there's something really weird about them eyes. Um, I don't know what it is, but it doesn't look right. It looks very animal like, predator like, and very scary. Yeah, D's got it right there. The sclera, iris, and the pupil. I remember iris now. The sclera, I heard that somewhere, but I don't remember where. But I do remember the iris and pupil part. Thank you, D. Thank you so much. Now, Coindeer said British Columbia was where they filmed them. That's, yeah, that I was nowhere near there when I had my encounter. That's for certain. My encounter happened in Mariana, and it was, if you guys, I don't know if you guys, I think most of you have heard it. Where I just seen Pam on there. She said something. Oh, there she is. Yeah, Pam says she saw a round black face and hair, big black eyes, big round ears. The one that I seen, the ears weren't really big. They actually looked small for his head, but he did have his face was really, really big, and just a rough looking guy. He looked very, very angry, like very angry at me. And I don't know why. I didn't do nothing but walk through and check a trap and come back. But that's the last time I've been on that property. I left all of my gear, everything that I had out there, a lot of money tied up in traps and hunting stands and shooting houses and a tripod stand, just a lot of gear. Probably between $3,000 and $4,000 worth of stuff I left. I walked away from it. It ain't worth it. But I just seen. Susan. I'm gonna put that up. Hope you don't mind. Susan says Trinity Cryptid Research. Jason McLean can draw what you saw. See if you can go on their show. I will have to look them up if I can remember that. I probably won't remember. I don't remember much. I'm always focused on what I'm doing at the present time, and I'm focused on life, not what I've already lived. There's nothing you can do about what's behind you, but you can change everything in front of you, and that's where I kind of stay focused. I wish I could focus on my past and remember stuff a little better. I'll have to definitely need to look into that, though. I'd love to get it drawn. I think that would be awesome, but I don't know if it would trigger like the PTSD to come back. I don't know. I'm still dealing with it, but not through medication. I'm not taking anything for it no more. Yeah, Nana says, she's seen the huge amber eyes. She shared her encounter with us not too long ago, and that's it. Any encounter you have with these things is absolutely frightening. Uh, No, Pappy. I want to. I seen where Pappy's talking about me. I had to trim a little off the end, Pappy. I just trimmed it off the root end. It had split ends on the root end, so I took care of them. That ain't right. Oh wow. Yeah, Keith, it was very scary. You know, these I get a lot of garbage, not from you guys, but I get a lot of garbage from people they'll come across the interview I did with Carrie on Bigfoot Odyssey, where I was telling him about the encounter, and the one that I had in Mariana was the one that messed me up. That was horrible, and it wouldn't bother me if I'd never seen another one again the rest of my life, and that'd be a good thing. But that's the one that changed my life, was that encounter. And I get people emailing me from my other videos that they'll watch a clip of the video and they get onto me because they run. Like when I hear the footsteps or the growls or something happens, I get out of the area. I vacate the area, and I get chewed out because I don't sit in there and try to communicate with them and make friends with them. And I'm not their friend. They're not my friend. I know a lot of people. Uh, I guess they've made friends with these things, but I'm not one of them. I'm prejudiced when it comes to them creatures. I'm scared of them, and I don't want to. I don't want to deal with it at all. You know, you make one of them things mad at you, and there's nothing you can do about it. You know, there's too much power there, and it's Brother Jeff summed it up perfectly when he and I talked about what we encountered together. And Jeff Townsend, if you guys don't know who I'm talking about, Jeff said, according to the Bible, God has given us dominion over all the animals, over all of them, not some of them, over all the animals, the birds, the fish, everything on the planet that He's created, we have dominion over. We do not have dominion over Sasquatch or Bigfoot. So that right there in itself, for me, it tells me that God didn't create them creatures. Something else did, because there's not a human on earth that has dominion over these things. They're going to do what they want to do when they want to do it, and there's nothing you can do about it. Yes, Steve, absolutely. Things can always change. Absolutely. That's one of the things with getting somebody to draw the what I seen. I would love to have somebody to draw it, to kind of bring it to. It's like it puts a reality into what you've witnessed when you see it on paper. And I have a drawing Brother Mike sent to me that he sketched, and he drew a Sasquatch, a caveman. And it doesn't look, it's similar to what I saw, but it's not enough similarity to creep me out. But what he drew was absolutely amazing. I have it in my phone on the email. I don't know if you guys would be able to see it. Let me see if I can pull it up and I'll show you. But it is awesome. It's absolutely awesome what he drew for me. Uh, oh, thank you, D. Oh, absolutely, that is awesome. Let me see. I'm gonna find this email. See if I can show you guys this picture that Mike drew. It blew me away. I can't draw. I can almost draw a circle if I got a cup or something to trace around. It don't come out very good, but I can almost draw it. I believe. Well, let me see. I'm trying to find the picture. There it is. Okay, it's light. You guys may not be able to see it. I'm going to hold it up. He sketched this. Let me see if my brightness is up. Oh, that would help. There we go. Let me cover up this light. Maybe. Well, I'm trying to get. There's a glare. Can you? Oh, I'm sorry about the glare on it. Can you guys see that? Oh, straighten it up a little bit. He, Brother Mike drew that. Mike and Pat. And Brother Mike's the one that I asked you guys to pray for. He drew this. And he said when he gets anxious, he draws to relieve anxiety, and he sent that to me. And that is one of the most awesome pictures I've ever seen drawn. It's amazing. If Michael let me, I'm going to put it on the. I'm going to upload it to the community tab on the channel. If he'll allow me to do that, I'll ask him. I don't know if he's here with us right now. Yeah, Meredith. I about jumped out of my skin too. I get scared really easy. And Corndigger says that picture looks like Todd Standing Bigfoot's up. It does. It does a little bit. It's kind of got it looks like several different ones that I've seen online, and then it resembles the one that I've seen in Mariana. The face does. The face looks the same. Oh, B. Lynn, you made it. Good to see you. Yep, and that's what. Well, let me get it back. It changed. That's what Kyle said. That's almost what he saw. The big male said it was the same, almost the same as that drawing. Kyle, if Mike will allow me to put it on the channel, I'm gonna upload it to the community tab. Yeah, those 7 pearls. It wasn't a troll. It was his drawing. I couldn't get all the detail up because there's glare coming off the screen of the computer. So I'm going to see if Mike will allow me to upload it to the channel. I'll put it on there for you guys to see. He's done an amazing job. I mean, that man has serious talent to be able to draw like that, and it did look very human. There's Mike. Oh, let me get him. He hopped away. You guys see it right there. There's Brother Mike. He is with us. Welcome, buddy. I'm glad you made it. I didn't know that. I thought I'd seen you earlier, but then I didn't see you no more. Oh, praise God. And we're going to get the family together for you, brother, and get some prayers sent your way. We got to knock that mess out and get you back on top of the world. We were never designed to be under the foot of the world. We're designed to be on top of it. Always. We get enough prayers going. Holy Spirit has no choice but to answer. He's got a job to do. And we come into agreement and in obedience. Things happen. Well, I will work on getting that up either tonight or tomorrow. I have to get up early, so I have to go to bed kind of early tonight. But I will put that up for you guys. That is just one of the greatest drawings that I've ever seen of them. I love it. Thank you so much, Brother Mike. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, B. Lynn, I'm sorry. I was trying to read it. It was hopping up. She's helping a family member be in and out of chat. No problem. No problem, guys. I wish I had some more interesting stuff to share with you guys. I don't really have a whole lot. What I'll do, yep, Gene says, nice job on the drawing. That's for you, Brother Mike. I'm in agreement all the way. Absolutely. That drawing's awesome. Absolutely awesome. I thought Oh, there's Brother Jeff. You made it, buddy. Good to have you. Riker. But if you guys that don't know, I've been asked a few times. I thought I seen it earlier in the chat. I'll just give you a brief rundown of what happened. I just seen Mark. Here you are. Yes, Mark. Did you want to come on here and share it with us? All right, here I'll throw it on there right quick for you guys to see what I was answering Mark right there, telling a story about the Sasquatch on the White River on the Apache reservation. Yeah, absolutely. If you want to come on, I'd love to have you on. I can paste the link back if you want to tell it through the link. Here, I'll put the link back up for you, Mike, if you want to jump on with us. All right, Mark, the link is, well, I thought it was up. I thought I posted it. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay. For some reason, it scrolled back down. And I'll watch for you, see if you come in. What is wrong with my doggone glasses? Well, I look much better when I got my glasses on. I see a white blur with a brown top. You guys see that hat? It's got the signature on it. Brother Jeff gave me that. It's autographed. I don't know if you guys can see it. Really? Where are we at? Isn't that cool? Brother Jeff Townsend gave me that. I've been wearing it all day. I don't like to get it dirty, so if I'm working out in the yard, I don't wear it out there. 7 pearls, recouping from a little bug. I'm right there with you, gal. I am too. Feeling much better though. Thank the Lord for that. Oh, I'm going to put this up. You guys remember we did a prayer shout out for B. Lynn. She says to Donnie and the family, thank you for the prayers for the rotator cuff injuries. I'm doing great in physical therapy. Funny though, I just broke some toes Sunday. Always something. I'm sorry to hear that. But I'm glad you're doing better. I'm glad you're on the mend. Just stop tearing stuff up. You're starting to act like I am. I'm always breaking something, but it's all good. Nice. Thank you, Chris. I work hard for this. I'm waiting for the hair to fall out so I ain't got to cut it no more. That would be awesome. Rotator cuff. Wow. Uh, yeah, I definitely had a fight with a weed eater. Yes, brother Jeff. Willie Robertson. If I can spit it out. Yes, B. Lynn, prayers are absolutely heard. uh, let's see. We got make sure I didn't miss. I hope Mark could jump on and share with us his encounter. He may not, but it is offered for him. His encounter was in Arizona. I'm hoping he'll come on and and join us, but it's all right if he doesn't. It's all good. Yeah, Franklin, I don't know. I don't normally shave. Normally, I keep just a little bit. I react so bad to the shaving cream, my skin does. And when I shaved today, and I got it dripped down on my chest, and that's why you see me keep scratching. It is driving me nuts. And pearls. Let me get you up on the screen. There you are. All right. How are you doing? Good to see you.
All right. Prayers, love, and blessings to all. And Donnie, I'm going to cut right on to the chase. You've nipped the bud on some subjects tonight. And, it went upon the supernatural and the flashbacks. And, a
Oh
big
yeah.
shout out to Lady in the Woods and her knowledge and ability to talk online. I really just don't have that. And I listened to her on a podcast recently, and she was giving her first encounter. And maybe you'll put that in the chat so other people can hear it, Miss D, because it was very intuitive, gave great insight to especially those that may not believe, that
Oh
aren't
yeah.
quite knowers yet. But it was really a great podcast. I'd urge everybody to view it, Donnie. It's not to promote anyone's channel, really. It's
No,
just
no. D is
it's what
family.
she had to say, and how
No,
she said it, and her objectivity. You know, it was just it was profound. It was deep. It really,
that's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah. D's part of us here, and I'll promote her all day long.
well, thank you.
she's been amazing, and I absolutely love her. She's been awesome. Um. Oh, hey, Mark, you would have to click on that link. Um, I'll put it up again for you. Click on this link, and it'll bring you backstage. You have to check your mic. It'll come up. You may have to give it the permission to use the mic and the camera. You just click yes for them, and then scroll down, put the name in that you want. If you want Mark to show up on the screen, just put Mark in there, and then it says enter the studio, and then you'll pop in on my end, and I'll click you and bring you right through, and we'll get you on. I'll put the link up again in case you missed it. I think it went. Yeah, it's up. Okay. My computer's acting goofy. I thought I'd just turn it on and hop right on, and I turned it on when we got home, and it was doing a update or upload or something. I don't know what it was doing, but that's
Donnie,
okay. Yeah.
you know how with my encounter, it was when I was young, but
Oh yeah.
that first encounter it's not more than 10 miles or so from my house where that occurred. Okay.
Now.
Yeah, I don't
Oh
live too
wow.
far. And so I really think they keep tabs. I really think they
Yeah.
know knowers, and they keep tabs and they follow them. And here lately I've had little bitty pebbles hit my house. Now that they might be pebbles gathered from my couple of driveways that I have, okay? But it's always generally if I'm up late at night and I'm, by myself. My son's gone right now. He's in Louisiana and having fun in the Chaffalaya Basin.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, he likes camping, okay?
That's a good thing.
Oh yeah, it
I
really is. But yeah, I've had little pebbles hit my house lately, and yeah, it's kind of unnerving when it happens. And the reason I
Yeah.
mentioned Lady in the Woods, she has a real laid back approach um to
Yeah,
how
she's
she
been
to how
Dee's
she
been interacting with
processes
him.
that, okay?
Yep, she's been interacting with him for quite a long while. And it's
Well, there's times, when I'm out in the yard at night, and my son might be at the fire and around his little tent. He loves being out at night, but There's times when I walk outside and I really just have to tell him, son, it's time to come in now.
Yeah,
Because,
yeah,
well,
absolutely.
with my sighting, that was an angry one. You know, he wasn't nice a bit. That wasn't a
Yeah,
bluff charge. He planned to look me eye to eye that night.
yeah, that one that I encountered, that first one was he wasn't happy.
Yeah,
And
it didn't feel like tricksters to me. They were bound and determined, you know. Uh,
yeah,
uh,
and if it weren't for my friend in the car to start flashing the lights and blowing the horn, I don't think I'd be here.
right. And I remember your encounter, and you know, some of us are working through flashbacks. You know, we hear others' encounters,
Yeah,
and when we do, it triggers. But Donnie, I think it's because maybe we're intuitive, and we can actually pick up on what they felt too. And because we know
oh
what
yeah,
that feeling's like, it triggers our own flashback. But I also think it's
yeah,
a way of really understanding them too, you know?
yeah. There's, you know, earlier 2 years ago, uh, I heard that a couple of times. That was told to me, and I was at that time I was questioning, why does it seem like they're everywhere that I go? I don't want these things around me. You know, why is this happening? And everybody was saying, you know, you're able to sense them. They sense you. They already know you. They got you tagged, and I did not um, agree with that at all. But last year things started changing, and I am really I believe that now. I think it has something to do because I can you know if they're around. If you're in an area where they're at, you know it. You get a weird I get a very uneasy feeling. And it's almost to the point I'm not quite scared, but I'm right there. I'm very close to, really panicking. And
Yeah, I know when they're close to my yard. I know when it's time to tell my son it's time to come in, son.
yeah, and they come here by the house, and they when before we got the internet, I had to use my phone. Well, something happened with the towers, so I can't even use the phone inside. We have to go outside, and I get up on the roof in the back to where I had a signal, and we was on. Jeff and I were on with Carrie on Bigfoot Odyssey, and rocks start hitting the roof around me. Uh, some of them, pretty good rocks. They would have left a mark if they would have hit me, but they the closest they got was probably 8 or 10 feet from me. They would hit the roof and bounce 30 feet down the roof, but there's still probably 2 dozen rocks on my roof. But it's chunks of cement. I don't know where they're getting it.
I'm thinking people that have actually looked one eye to eye. I'm thinking they do like to keep tabs on us and then come back to check to make sure. Yeah, and sometimes, Donnie, I'm kind of noticing that I really think they're telepathic. They know when we're talking about them and when we're trying to, and when we notice their presence.
Oh
And I
yeah,
think shortly after that, it kind of feeds them, and then they come tapping around and snooping around and pooping around, and you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
uh, there's some
I wouldn't doubt
mischievous
it.
thing.
There's so much craziness to it now. There's nothing that I would not. There's nothing that I would just blow down as oh, that's not possible. I've witnessed too much bizarre stuff with these things.
Yeah.
They don't carry this around with them, to so that they can function. They're doing something on levels so far above us. They don't have a need for vehicles. They don't have none of that stuff. How are they
No.
surviving in Canada in the wintertime? How are they doing that? They're barefoot in the snow. Yeah, I
Right.
just they're doing something that we either don't understand or just haven't figured out yet.
Well, you
Yeah,
know,
and
the
that's
Native Americans have always called them shapeshifters. A lot of Native
yeah,
Americans refer to cryptids as shapeshifters, and that they come in many forms. Now, sometimes with the dogman sightings, there was some research online here lately about the dire wolf and that its DNA was not linked to gray wolf. It was and it wasn't, but it was far removed. I kind of wonder sometimes if there's some bigger wolves out there that just haven't been documented yet.
There's some big stuff out there. Uh,
Yeah.
I never seen the big the wolves, the big dogs
Right.
until this past year, 2020, in Westville, in an area as that, and I don't know what they were. We don't have wolves down here,
And
but
I don't ever
they,
want to see a dog man. Okay.
I
That's
don't. I don't think these that I saw. I don't think they were the dog man things. I don't know. They didn't get up
well,
on
the
two
word
feet, but
the
they were
word
just.
hellhound comes to my mind. Okay. I
That's
mean,
what I told Jeff when I was explaining it to him, because I told him before that I ever posted it
there's
that.
times I've had those growling and snarling at my heels when I was a kid. You see, and I'm going to reveal something. When I was a kid, um, my father, he was a communications specialist in the Army, a lot of other things too, but he could levitate glasses. I mean, he would levitate a Bama jelly glass up off the dining room table. He'd make us three kids sit around and concentrate on it and not take our eyes off of it. And the minute that we did take our eyes off of it, it would defy every law of gravity, and it was spinning in midair, and it would defy every law of gravity, and it would just come down to the table in a screeching
Oh
halt,
yeah,
and it wouldn't fall over. So I was trying to figure. The mind's a powerful thing. We only use a tenth of our brain, folks.
yep,
Okay, and
yeah.
really
That's
tapping into everything. And so, as a young girl, I was trying to figure out how he managed to do that. And I kind of went about it the wrong way. I wasn't putting God first when I asked about how to do that. And so I had asked the question, and oh man, I got my answer. And I had hellhounds follow me home. And I didn't turn around and look back for nothing. And then I got to battle Satan in his beastly form all night long that night. You know,
I believe it.
that is,
I
and I was, yeah, and I gave my soul to Christ that night. You believe I did. And that's when I promised Creator I'd never use my gifts unless it was his will, unless it
oh
was to
yeah,
help someone,
yeah. That's right. And
you know.
there's so many of us that have um,
There's a
abilities
right way and
that
a wrong way.
yeah, and I believe that the Lord, when He put us here, God designed us with certain gifts, and they could be just the ability to walk by somebody and draw them to you. I'm just amazing stuff like that, and it happens all the time. But so many
And
people,
and Mike in chat, Michael, I really understand you were disturbed while you were sitting in that tree stand. You felt like they were all around you. Um, I'd give anything if you pop up in here and tell us all about that. Okay, because sometimes getting it off your chest does help.
yeah, absolutely, and uh,
But
that's
we're here
what
for you, all right?
yeah, absolutely, and sharing mine for the first time, um, it did something. It just I reclaimed so much of what they took from me, and I reclaimed it instantly. The first time I came forward and spilled the beans on what I encountered, and it was like the Lord just came back and says, here it is. Here's everything they took. Now work and get the rest of it back. And that's the way it felt. And that's when I realized, I'm not here to tell everybody my encounter over and over again. I'm here to tell their encounter, to help them get it out. And because I'm in such a better place, I was taking so many medications. I mean, just powerful stuff because of PTSD, and I ain't taking any of it. No, I mean, not none of it. I take 2 blood pressure pills, but I'm old and fat, and that's what happens when you don't. uh, but when I got the brain injury, my body's thermal clock is out of whack. I overheat and going out in the wintertime,
Hmm.
20 degrees out, and I will sweat profusely. And I've had ice form on my beard in winter, sweating so bad, and the little balls of
Dang, you could dehydrate fast like that
I
too.
do. I do
Okay.
often. And that's why I mean, I don't know if you see, I have these water bottles. They're Gatorade bottles, but I have probably 15 of them in the car, and I'll drink all of them in 2 days, 3 days if we're driving. I I drink water continuously, but it don't stay with me. But I'm kind of used to it now. Is aggravating in the beginning because I wasn't used to that. You
Yeah.
know, I'd drink in the morning. I'd go all day until lunchtime before I had another drink, and I just can't do it now. But I think I was designed to live next to the river with a 5 foot straw stuck in the water and just stay
Yeah,
on the river.
just laying in it, huh?
Yeah,
Just
that's
just get
right.
out, just get out to eat and go back in, huh?
Absolutely. If you got a good enough fishing pole, you ain't even got to get out.
Hey,
Yeah,
I've got some red snapper in the freezer, folks. Oh
where's
yeah,
that is?
frozen.
I got some flathead catfish, and that's
Ah,
about. I got
you know,
flathead catfish.
I made a comment down in chat that all the people in chat and everybody that's family here and comes in and all the newcomers, Donnie, I really think we need to meet up this summer and have a barbecue somewhere and and and
Oh,
swap our encounters eye to eye with each other in
that would
person.
be awesome.
I
You know,
think that
and
would be healing.
yeah, it would. And Jeff not he had brought it up to me that same thing. And the more I thought about it after then, and I've got the equipment, the microphones, and all that stuff to interview people, and if they wanted to be interviewed, and to put it up in a video form to where they didn't have to come on live.
Yeah.
I hear some pretty crazy encounters from people, but they don't want to share it live. They don't want to be on, and
Well,
some
they're
of it
probably
is
like me. I'm not all dolled up. I'm not glamorous. I'm not here to get attention. I'm not here for any
oh,
certain purpose except to say, to share my encounter and to have compassion for everybody else's encounters.
yeah,
Because
absolutely, and
tonight
it's all about
there is a person in chat, and they were affected while they were hunting.
yeah, absolutely, and J.K. he shared that what happened with him. That thing's standing a couple of feet from him at the sliding glass door, and he woke up in the chair to look to see it staring at him, and
Oh man.
that's scary. How long was it
Yeah.
there? What is
I
it?
mean,
What was it planning? And it's not staring at him just because it wanted to stare. There's you do things for a reason, regardless of what it is. You do things for a reason,
yeah,
and
and it's too much for our minds to process at that time either, you
yeah,
know,
I would have
and you
done the
might
same
spend
thing,
months
but
or years processing that.
yeah, and he vacated. He flipped the chair backwards and went that way, and it would scare me too much. I don't think I'd be able to move. I mean, I seriously think I would lock up. And when I'm out filming, um, if I see one go behind the trees, just to where I can't identify it. I just know it's tall, it's covered in hair, and it's black or it's orange color or that yellow brown, that dirt look. Just seeing it move, there's nothing else out there in that area. Like the areas ago, there are no bears at all. There's never been bears there. There's nothing else that it could be. And I keep telling myself it's something else. Somehow a gigantic pig learned to walk on 2 feet. In my mind, I'm playing all this, but I go the other way. I just get away from it. I don't want to deal with it. It-
You
I'm
know,
scared
and
of it.
sometimes something that appears like, and even if you try and take a picture, it comes out like pareidolia. Okay,
Yeah,
but my theory on all that pareidolia, a lot of the times, is I really think that's the predecessors. I think those are the ancestors of those beings, and I say that because you know I've brought this up several times in life. If people think that they're half human and half
yeah,
beast, okay, then do they have half a soul? And if they died, is that soul still restless? Is half of that soul still restless on the earth? And is that their spirits that are pareidolia that a lot of people are able to document? There's so many pictures
Well, that's
that
what me and Jeff witnessed.
I
That
don't think it's a trick of photography. I really think
no,
it's the spirits.
yeah, we seen that werewolf looking thing, and it was 18 feet, 15, 18 feet from us, right in front of us. And you could see it so clearly, the hairs, the little shine in the eye. When he moved his eye, you could see the little glisten part. I mean, it was so close and so clear. But in the video, it was odd. It was really odd looking, like it had a I don't know, like a distortion to it. And I could not get it to focus. And
Mirage.
we watched, yeah, like a mirage, and we watched it for like 5 minutes. I wanted to put this up, this
Oh,
correction.
now
Uh,
that's a long time to watch something that looks like a mirage that isn't a mirage.
yeah, and we sat there for a long while. Jeff Townsend in the chat, he and I were together. I wanted to put this up just to make a correction. Mountain Girl Sasquatch. I posted it earlier, but what she was saying was the type 1 of the Bigfoot type creatures is the Patty type. The type 2 is the Neanderthal looking ones, like the book Us and Them. And the type 3 is the one that almost has like a snout for a face, like a baboon. And they're the rarest type, not a dog man. I wanted to put that up because she put something up earlier and I posted it where she was saying it was type 3, and it was just a mess up in wording. But I just wanted to put that out there. So,
And there's a type 4. And that type 4 is a very violent looking type, okay? That may have canines and jagged teeth and is fearsome and may have glowing red eyes.
well, if I don't know what I would do as long as he didn't come. If he grabs me, I'm gonna get a shot off before things get bad. I'm gonna pull the trigger. I just
Now
I
look,
don't want
you know there's one, you know there's more. Come on, ain't
Yeah.
no man would be, you know.
But I'm not gonna give in and be eaten
Right.
without
I get
fighting
it.
back. I'm gonna leave a mark on one of them. They'll finish me off, but the one that grabs me first is always gonna remember the day he messed up. The other
Well,
ones I don't care.
booby trapping tar and feathers might be interesting.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Oh,
I couldn't
now,
help myself. I have a sense of humor, you know I do.
you have to in this day and age. We live in a wild time, and
Well, and that brings up another question I have. You know, I'm inquisitive. I'm full of dad burn questions. Y'all just tell me hush up anytime you've had enough, okay?
no, you're fine.
But
You're fine.
you know, the COVID, you know, can be transferred to your dogs and cats, and there have been some cases. There's been a case of a tiger that also contracted COVID, and so I'm kind of reaching out to everybody who hunts with dogs. Make sure that you're well and your dog's well before you decide to go hunting, because we want deer and wildlife to be out there, folks. And in the back of my brain is
Yeah.
really wondering if the wildlife is being affected too.
I wouldn't doubt it. You know, they were put here originally for God's pleasure. That was his thing, but it wasn't
Okay,
luck, so he created us.
So you wonder, okay, well, if I bag that deer and I'm going to cook that tenderloin, gosh, it's got to be well done, doesn't it? You know, I mean, it's got to be brought up to a certain temperature, and ain't nobody wants to eat tenderloin well done, Donnie.
No,
Not
I'll eat
done,
it.
well.
Bring it on. I'll take it. If the Lord wants me to come home, he'll bring me home, and I'm not going to fight
Yeah, I
with him.
hear you. Just
One of
pray
the-
over your meal. And
That's
Donnie,
right.
I saw a squirrel up the back of one of my trees, okay, today. I mean 50 foot in the air. This squirrel was as big as a 13-pound cat, and his tail was well over a foot long. And I had just woke up, was getting my coffee. I looked out the window, and I have some baby red-tailed hawks that are starting to be in the trees. They're starting to fly around, and they're starting to get that
Oh yeah.
nice look to them. And so my kitchen window is wonderful. But I looked out there this morning, I went, huh? And I got on my robe. I walked all the way in the backyard. I looked up that tree because I really thought that a cat was stuck high up in the tree. Or I thought maybe that's a baby bobcat up in the tree. And I look up and it's a squirrel. And golly, that was dinner. It could have been dinner. That would have
Oh
made a
yeah.
lot of squirrel dumplings, Donnie.
I've eaten many a pot of them. I
I've
just,
seen lots of squirrels, but that one, because that tree is well over 150 feet from my house.
I just took a video yesterday of a big fox squirrel, beautiful,
Yeah,
and he come to me. I was in the planted pines. He seen me. I wasn't being quiet, and he'd get on a tree and go up, just a couple of feet. And he hopped down. He come to the next one closest to me, and finally got about 10 feet from me. And he climbed the tree and he just sat there staring at me, and it was the coolest thing. But he's almost all white, and then he had that little bit of black on him. He was so pretty. But I got a little short video I took of him. I wanted to read this what Henry had just posted, where he's talking about the dog man things. He says grandpa was attacked by one of those werewolf things. He thought it was a bear, but when he shot it, he said it howled and ran off. That's 2 times now in the past 5 or 6 months that I had somebody's grandparent, their grandfather, was attacked by one. That's the second time I've heard that.
Okay, and another phrase sometimes is another comparison I should say is the rougarou. The
Yeah,
rougarou.
yeah, yep, in Louisiana.
Yeah, it's werewolf. The rougarou.
Yeah, that's what I think what people are calling the dog man. That's what I think they are, is just werewolves. Just my opinion on it, but what Jeff and I seen, it looked like a dog, and the head, the head was very dog like, but it kind of the snout wasn't overly long, but it was like it was really narrow, like a beak almost. It was just really weird looking. But the body, the way it moved, and it squatted down, it looked like a person sitting over there and squatting down the rear end and then getting really low. It was so creepy. We could see the whole thing.
Okay. And that rolls my little research mind back to Anubis. All right. You see Egyptian paintings and on the wall. Okay. And that Anubis has the same kind of snout, same kind of ears, and was known to be very mystical as well, and powerful. So we don't know if this is the spawn of the gods and goddesses, but I tell you what, you believe in your Bible, it kind of really leads to that.
Yeah, yeah. And there's so much that's coming to the front now, biblical things that are happening. We're coming into a strange time, and
the time that young men will have dreams and visions too.
And Kelly was no, Kelly, it's me. I shaved everything off. Said I look 10 years young.
What Pappy said about that?
I did.
It's way back in chat. I'm gonna call you out on that, Pappy.
Good night, Audrey.
I'm so hard, couldn't help it, Donnie. Daggum, take off your hat. We're shine your head for a quarter.
I know. Look at that. It's gone.
See? And he's gonna be cool for summer. My son, he absolutely hates hair. He's young, and I tell you what, I can't get him to grow his hair very long at all before he's just begging to have his head shaved.
That's right. Absolutely. And
That's right. It's cool. He gets to where it really bugs him.
yeah, there's a time where Stan just put up there, many will come in his name. And we are getting there. Golly, we're getting there.
All right,
Look
and
at
like-minded folks flock together. Birds of a feather flock together. And
yeah,
so, we're talking about these subjects because we know it's real. Okay, we know it's happening, and so anybody who wants to come and talk with Donnie, don't be shy about it. He's not going to judge you. He's always going to welcome you warmly. If he
yeah,
can welcome Henri me, and by the way, D, I spell Henri Awnery, and D, she spells it Onery, I think. Okay. The difference in culture there. Love it. Just love her.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Dee's been with me for a while, and she helped me a lot in the beginning. She's a lot of guidance came from her, and I love her. I can't thank her enough. The One of the things that has been really getting to me lately, and it's off the subject of the Bigfoot, the Sasquatch thing. And for you guys that are paying attention to what's happening around us, if you remember what the Bible was telling us, what's going to happen right before the great day of the Lord, before Christ returns, before it really, that storm kicks into action, he says uh, that we'll be in a time where uh, people will honor the evil and they'll bash the good. They'll celebrate the evil and just reject the good. And look what's on TV. Look what's
Yeah, it's everywhere, Donnie.
We're coming into that time, and I think we are going to witness something that the only other time was seen was during the time that Christ Yeshua, Jesus, walked the earth. And I think we're gonna be alive to see it. And all these sightings, the UFOs, these werewolf creatures, the Bigfoot, just all of these crazy things. I believe it's all just the um, I don't know the word I'm looking for, but they're the precursors to what's coming, which is the start of the end. And I think it's it's upon us.
Well,
Yeah,
and
next right
you're
there.
spot on it too. Okay. I think you're spot on it too, Donnie, because eyes are being opened, ears are
Yeah,
being opened, and the veil of sight is being lifted from a lot of people, and they are able to discern evil. They are able to discern spirits. They are able to,
yeah,
it's an
that's right.
uncanny amount of people this is happening to worldwide.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely, and
not
it's
just in our little corner of the world, it's happening. It's happening worldwide.
yeah, absolutely, and Rick just summed it up just as simple as it can be put. Good will be bad, and bad will be good. That's where we're at. We're coming into the time when the old men would dream dreams, and young men will see visions, and we are
There you
coming.
have it.
We are
There you
there. And I'm just, it's what Paul says right here, and there's so much. I mean, this everybody in the chat right now is so in tune with our Creator. It's incredible seeing what's going past right now. Dark days ahead. Pray it all stays clear from here. That was what Paul's saying. It's getting rough. It's going to be rough, but it also says that we are not to hide from it. We're going to be okay. We're going to be safe, but we are to see the power of our Creator whenever He comes and takes back the throne.
Woo.
Comes here to rock it. We're supposed to witness that. We're not supposed to hide to protect ourselves from it, because Holy Spirit's going to protect us, but we are to see the power of our Father, and it's coming. Um, it is absolutely coming.
Well, some of us have been trained all our life seeing things, Donnie, that weren't exactly what other people were seeing. And, you know, um, it's not comforting to know that, you know, to know that the whole world is being awakened in that way to where they're seeing it too. I mean, it was disturbing enough when I was a lone individual and I didn't know other people were seeing, you know, sights and visions and ghosts and poltergeist and you know, cryptids.
Yeah.
There was, you know, and so for us to all come together, you know, God's Donnie's not going to judge anybody. Send your encounter into him.
Not at all.
You know, when he drops a link in that chat, pop in. Okay, you know, you'll always be welcome.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone's welcome here. You know, I even welcome those that come in and knock me down, and you know, I don't care. I'm doing what I believe that my Father and Holy Spirit has guided me to do, and that's to help others. And there's people that don't like it, but that's fine. They're entitled to their beliefs. I'm
Well, you
entitled to mine. But
and we're all going to have different opinions. We're not always going to agree with each other, and how we deal with each other and respond to each other when we don't agree does matter, folks. You
yeah,
know, um,
yes, it does. And you know, if we all thought the same, how bland would this world be? It would be it wouldn't be worth living. You know, and we have different ways of seeing things, but there you can have 50 people see things a completely different way, but it's all the same outcome in the end. And how do you get that if there's not a supernatural element to it? Um, there's what had put it there. I had to put that up. He said there's coming a
I
time.
can't read chat.
Yeah, he said that there's a coming a time when people who kill Christians will think they are serving God. And you know,
Oh,
that's
right on those days.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. And that's already started. Um, it's just we live in a rough time, but it's only temporary. This, you know, our physical life is just a practice stage to teach you
Well,
to
and not only that, but you know, our fellowship with each other, you know, and our beliefs are what's going to carry us through that. And we have to hang on to that.
yeah, you have to you know our the only truth that we have out when we're away from one another, the only truth that we have rests in the Father, you know, and our Creator. And whether it's a he
Donnie,
or a she or whatever, we don't know to lay eyes on him, but that day's coming.
and y'all forgive me, I cannot read chat while I'm, you know, up here with Donnie. And so if you had questions and we didn't address them right away,
I'm
I
trying
do
to
apologize.
keep an eye on it. Yes, Denise, email me, please. Thank you so much. Discover and Sasquatch and Cryptids. Denise, she emails me and stays in touch with me. A lot of you guys and gals do. But I'm trying to keep an eye out in case if somebody has something that they are wanting to ask or to add in. You
Thank
know,
you, because I can't
everyone.
read chat right now, and you know, I wouldn't want to overlook anybody that had a real important question.
No, not at all. There's Bama
Well, hi,
Bigfoot.
Bama. How are
Yeah.
you?
She says, "Hey, all Donnie and Pearl, and you even got a gold. You got a gold heart on yours.
Oh, gee, thanks.
We love Bama Bigfoot.
You know,
Absolutely.
Pappy instigates me up in here. You know, I wrote down in chat that I look like yesterday's leftover spaghetti and feel like death warmed over tonight. You know,
Ooh, that's messed up. That is messed up.
that's messed up.
Oh,
But I'm recouping too, Donnie. I had a little stomach bug earlier this week, and yeah, it came with a little fever. But you know, the Lord's powerful; He heals us.
oh yeah. Oh, he's got to knock us down to make us stronger. You know,
Oh,
that's
is that what it is? Well, if I get any more hard knocks in life, Donnie, I'm telling you what.
I know that's there's days that's the first thing I think of. You know, that Mike Tyson crossed me. But
Well,
what I've been through,
it's that one step forward, three step backward kind of thing. You know, I've had that all my life.
that's right. That's been the life square
Uh,
dance. But it's
what,
all good.
what doesn't kill you makes you stronger in the Lord because you persevere, and I believe in that.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's right, folks. I laugh instead of crying.
We have Kelly. I don't know if you'll be able to read this or not on the screen.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put that up. Sorry, Henry. I was trying to get Kelly up there and it rotated on me. Um, Kelly
Oh,
says, faith,
no.
not fear. Praise God. And she says, do you have a channel, Pearl?
No, I don't. My goodness, no, ma'am, I don't. I can only imagine how wacky that might turn out to be. You know,
Well, that's one of the things that, and I still stand behind it. And it applies to so many of us, with no matter what you put on your channel, it doesn't matter what you do. If you enjoyed, you know, staring at crickets all day, there's other people that do also. But all you have to do is reach one person. If you can save one person, prevent one person from, going down the wrong road or getting hurt, just saving one person from trouble, from harm, from the end of days, the true death. If you could save one person from anything bad, it's all worth it. And it doesn't matter what you post.
well,
If you
yeah,
got,
reach out and touch somebody. There you go.
yeah,
Share the
yeah.
love, folks. And
Any of
thank
you,
you very much, Kaylee. I've not considered having a channel. I rather enjoy promoting other people's channels, and I'll help them fight for a good cause. I surely shall.
yeah,
And the cause
D
here
called me.
is step up, step forward, share your encounter. You won't be judged.
That's right. D called me. She says, "What's wrong with crickets?"
Right.
I love crickets. I absolutely love crickets.
I'll start whistling like a whippoorwill before long, huh?
Oh, absolutely. I
Kaylee, that
love.
really would be wacky. I'm so versatile.
Yeah. Hey, if any of you guys, if y'all have a channel up and you're trying to get it up and going, if you're looking, when I first started working on the channel, trying to push it, my target was to hit 1,000 subscribers so that I could do the live streaming. We did have a good signal before Hurricane Michael, and I could live stream in a lot of these areas I go to. The signal, the towers got banged up, and we don't have no signal out there now, so it's kind
Well,
of
we've
useless.
come a
But
long way, Donnie,
oh yeah, yeah,
really have.
absolutely, and it's due to you guys, you and everyone in the chat and our family here. You guys are the ones that have lifted me up, and what I'd like to offer to any of you that have a channel and you're trying to get it built up and you're not where you want to be, uh, reach out to me. We'll bring you on here. I'll do a shout out on the channel. We'll bring you on. Let's discuss what you're doing. And our family here, I guarantee you, 99% of them pop over there to support you, to subscribe. It don't matter if you subscribe to one person or 1,000. It does not affect you in any way. It doesn't cost
Well,
you a penny, and it helps others when you do that.
all right. And that being said, let me reach out. Y'all hit that thumbs up because help Standing Goats Rescue go worldwide. Because that's what beefs up the algorithms is subscribing to a channel, giving thumbs up. That's what puts, when you go to YouTube, all of a sudden, even, other people that aren't subscribed, okay, Standing Goats Rescue will appear on their homepage and lead them here. And the more
Oh
people
yeah,
we can lead here to discuss these subjects, to touch each other, to be here for each other. And by touch each other, I mean touch each other with the Holy Spirit, all right.
oh yeah, 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 absolutely. Yeah, that's that spiritual touch, and
to be here, to be your, to give you uh the reassurance that it's okay to talk about these things, folks.
yeah, absolutely. And there's not much that I won't allow in here. The only thing that I won't allow is knocking other people down, and I'm not going to have that. If I allow it, then I've got to answer to it. In the end, when the Father comes to me, then I got to answer. Why did you allow that person to, talk bad about somebody that I was testing? And I don't want to be in that situation. We shouldn't
Well, we
talk
have a
about
conscience
anybody.
when our head hits the pillow at night.
Yeah, yeah, but it's just we got supporting one another and just being good to people. I don't like the foul words.
Nah.
That's going to be offensive to someone. There's no need for it. I carry on my life. I don't curse. I don't throw temper tantrums, and I'm 52. I think. I think I'm
We're gonna
52.
take lessons from you, Donnie.
Well, I wasn't always this way. I promise you. I'm, I wasn't. I was pretty
Well,
rough around the edges for a long
your
time.
mom's mannerism, your ability to be calm, and your ability, your approach, it's warm and welcoming. It's an ability to be calm. Not everybody has that kind of gift,
Thank
me included.
Oh no, it's all good. It's just if you ever have someone come at you with ill intentions, they're trying to get under your skin. They're saying bad things about you. Not, I've seen a lot of that on here.
Yeah, no
Not
need
now.
to try to
It's
pop
been
anybody's nerves, yeah, to see what kind of
it,
dance we're gonna do.
yeah, well, it's been a long time, but like D's part of us here. And if you don't want her jumping on you, you do right. You just be good to one another. But I don't mean that in a negative way. I love Dee, and I'll do anything in the world for her.
She's a
But
great moderator. Yes, she is.
absolutely, absolutely, and
She's
she
also
stays on
a
top of
great person to hear her speak on her channel. She's
it. Yeah.
down to earth. She's real, and she's real. And
Oh
I
yeah.
appreciated it.
She
I really.
invited me to join her a couple of times in the past, and
Well,
I haven't
shame.
had time lately. And
Oh,
yeah,
shame on you, Donnie.
yeah, she's good people. It was before the flood that they had. It's been a while back. But yeah, Dee's been a lot of support for me, and she's the type person you can speak to her in confidence. If you're looking for help, spiritual help, if you're looking for advice, if you're looking for a friend, Dee is all of that. And
World needs more people like that, Donnie.
yeah, you can trust in her. And that goes for all you guys that are in the chat and watching this. Lady in the Woods. That's Dee. That's who we're referring to. She's a very, very blessed person. And to have her as a friend blesses me tremendously. And I highly advise you guys, or highly recommend you guys to, get to know her and these other people in chat. We're all part of this together. And there's the physical time, the distance that separates us is it only exists in this realm. It doesn't exist when we leave our bodies and move on to the next life. It don't exist. There is no gap. And you're 1,000 miles away, and some of the best friends I got on this planet are on the channel. Brother Doug in Canada, Jeff in Georgia, and Keith and down in Central Florida. I got people scattered everywhere, but these are people that I trust with my life. I love these people. And there's so many, I couldn't name all of them.
And all of you who just heard Donnie say that, it couldn't be more genuine coming from a genuine person than what Donnie just voiced to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And it's the truth. We're so blessed, and what we have here and the support. And if you guys ever are in a spot, um, and I may hear something for saying this, but I'm going to say it. If you're in a spot that you need a little advice or a little, nudge to get you going in the right direction, if you're at them crossroads, you don't know which way to go, you got to look towards Pappy Two Bears. that man right there is full of wisdom that I just haven't seen in nobody. Um,
Pappy wasn't here when I was down in chat earlier, Donnie, and I made a comment of when I don't see Pappy in the chat that I have the need, I feel the need to pray. And so I
oh yeah,
basically asked the Lord to touch him. And Pappy, I know you Native American, and I want to know if something just inclines you I didn't even get my notice tonight, Donnie. They're not coming out. I mean, the internet's glitchy, YouTube's going through all kinds of changes. But Pappy, did you get a notification, or did you get tapped on the shoulder? Fess up.
yeah. Pappy's he's on
That's
the
it.
ball.
Give me a
You
testimonial,
know,
Pappy. Fess up.
I just there's so many unique people that we. And I'm looking at all the names that are going by in chat, and I couldn't list them all off. These are people that are special to me and to this channel. They're part of our family here. But a lot of them message me, a lot of them email me. But to know a little bit of their personal side, there are amazing people. I mean, absolutely, just you never know that. You see these names in other people's chats, and it's just so and so. You don't really put two and two together, but you start learning a little bit about them, and it's like these are my people, my family right here.
You're forming relationships. There's a
Yeah.
big difference in just being somebody in somebody's chat.
Yep.
And you might get recognized a little, but yeah, what Donnie's saying is reach out and touch him, and he'll
Yep.
respond back at you. He will show you what friendship is.
Yep. Absolutely. And it's not just the name. There's such good people here, but yeah, if you guys if you didn't quite get what I was saying, I jump around a lot. I've got issues in my brain, real issues, and I got a brain injury, so it's hard for me to stay on track.
Well, I've hit my head enough in life too, Donnie.
Mine was my hand got caught in the machinery. I didn't hit my head, and
Ow.
the brain injury. I broke. That's when I broke my neck. The doctor who done the surgery, he's the one who gave me the brain injury. They cut the nerves in the back of my neck to my frontal lobes, and I ended up with a 12% brain injury. And it wasn't from the actual accident; it was from the doctor that was supposed to repair me. But it's all good.
Well, I fell from a 16-foot ladder painting an Eve, and I hit an oak tree stump with the left side of my face. I did a Three Stooges act off of that. I mean,
Oh
I
yeah,
really thought I had another rung to step up to as I reached out to paint an Eve. And I mean, it was a Three Stooges act. I slammed that oak tree stump with the left side of my body, and my face hit first. And people rushed up to me, and I was seeing stars and coming to, and people rushed up to me, and I said, "Don't touch me yet. God's not done with me yet."
that's right. That's
And I got up, doctored my hand, and got some ice on it because I had put my hands on up to block my head for when it hit the ground, and I'm real hard headed. There must be a reason God keeps me around, Donnie.
oh yeah, yep, absolutely. Oh, I just seen Butch. There he is. I didn't see you here earlier, Butch. Brother Butch. I didn't see him earlier. Oh, and there's Ray Berkey. Thank all you guys for jumping over. I know a lot of you I probably missed. I seen Kevin on there. We got the family here. What an awesome. It's I just seen Pappy. Gotta find it.
Oh, did he confirm that he got touched?
Abby says, "Darn, I fell off a ladder too." Well, maybe Creator shook me off for being foolish.
Shoot, I
Oh,
was trying to make a living. wow.
Oh, John Arnett says he fell 55 feet from scaffold and he knows the feeling. Holy moly.
Wow, now that is a miracle, John. Okay, yeah, I knew when I
It's,
got up
uh,
off the ground it was a miracle, but wow, that's a long way to fall. There's a reason you're walking the earth still,
you know
John.
that um that reminds me. Recently, I went to an area that I haven't been before, and I went with my buddy Chris and his dad actually. In the spot that I put my tree stand goes on the tree. It's a two-part system, and you kind of inchworm, you climb the tree in it. And I got up
I don't like
about
those kind.
yeah, well, I wear a harness, a safety harness, and I got up
Okay.
about 30 feet, and I turn to sit down, and directly in front of me, and there's a tree stand. There's nobody in it, but it's a climbing tree stand like the one that I'm in.
Hmm.
The only way to get down when you're in one of these is to climb back down. You inchworm, you lift the seat up and then it locks in place. You pull the foot platform up and it locks, and you lift the seat and you inchworm up the tree. This thing is straight in front of me, close to 30 feet high. The bottom, the foot platform is there. The top, the seat part is kind of up and like bent and twisted, and the tree's dead. It's a dead pine. The whole
Oh,
top's
wow.
is it's rotted, dead, but this thing is still up there. It's been up there for a long time.
Yeah.
The only way that person could have got down was he fell out of it or something grabbed him out. And it just dawned on me the top section was bent. Not only is it shifted, but it's actually physically bent. How did the guy get down? And the man who owns that property, I pulled it up on my map on my hunting thing, and he is the farmer that we get our hay from. And I went today to get hay from him, and I said, I want to ask you something. Did one of your family fall out of a tree stand back here? And he said no, but poachers. They dealt with a lot of poachers, and it's really, really wooded. But I want to show you guys
That's a
the picture.
mystery in itself.
Um, Somebody fell out, but I'll show you the picture. If you guys are going to be able to see it, let me zoom it in a little bit. And this tree's dead. It's kind of hard to see the top part. I didn't notice the top part was there until when I first took the picture. Where's it? There we go. All right, here's the where's my finger at? I don't even see my finger. There it is.
We're looking at the picture, Donnie.
Okay, there's the bottom part right there where my finger is right there. Look straight up from that, and you can barely make out the top part going around the tree. Um, Let me pull up this other one. But
Well, I
I
see
think,
a black shadow on the right side of the tree, but I'm not on desktop.
oh yeah, it'd probably be hard. You're on a phone.
Okay. Okay. That's better.
Okay,
Well, okay.
there's right. Trying to see where I'm at. Finger. Okay, right there on the opposite side of that tree, that big light colored tree, you'll see a platform sticking out. Straight is right there.
Can y'all see it down in the chat?
All right, that's the foot platform. If you look above it, the top platform is lifted up and at an angle. It's I don't know if I can zoom it in. It's really hard.
Okay.
The screen
That's better.
moves backwards. There it goes. If I move
Yeah.
to the left, the screen is moving to the right. But there's the top and bottom to a climber right there. And I don't know how the guy got down unless he fell. And it's high. If you can see, I mean, the tree goes, let me get that out. The tree goes past the bottom of what the phone's showing. You can see where it goes up, and there's the bottom part of that stand. It's right up there.
Mm. Well, and it,
But
it makes it makes me think he was hanging upside down in it and with his weight for something to bend and twist like that. You know, did he fall and his foot or leg was stuck in it, and one of the other poachers had to come get him down out of it? That would have been the only way. It would have been left up in that tree. I mean, that's how
yeah,
I did that. You know,
oh yeah,
that's
and
my mind
I thought,
dissects that.
well, I thought the guy may have just flipped out of it, and the guy that I was with over there, he was hunting in a different area. Well, I told him, when you get down, come over here where I'm at, because I want to show you this stand. And he come over there, and I pointed it out, and he said, it looks like somebody snatched him out of it. And I didn't even think about, what if one of the big guys were in
What
there?
is?
That would have definitely bent the steel on the top, and that tree, when it was alive, was absolutely big enough to support one of them things.
Well,
But
and to bend that steel, it would take an incredible amount of force or an incredible amount of weight or an incredible
yeah,
amount. Yeah, there had to be weight and force behind that.
yeah,
For it to
absolutely.
be bent like that.
It was so strange. But as soon as hunting season's over, I'm gonna go into that area, and I'm gonna try to cover. It's only I think it's 270 something acres, but I'm gonna walk all of it, because this forest on both sides of it also, it's thousands of acres. But that area that the state owns is only 270 something acres. But I'm gonna go back in there and walk it, because I've seen some signs that I believe would be the big guys, and I'm just gonna go see if there's any tracks or any them structures they build, just to get an idea if they are in there. If I see fresh stuff, then I'll be scooting on the way. I'm not gonna be hanging.
Donnie, is that the place where you kind of ran into the Men in Black?
No, this is an area. That's the first time I ever been to this area. Was the day that I filmed, that I took the pictures of that tree stand. That's the only time I've ever been there. Was that one time? But it's about um, 15 miles from where I run into the game warden and them two guys. Um,
That area is pretty eerie.
it's on the same river, literally the same exact waterway is on it.
That area, yeah, that area and that video kind of makes the back of my neck, the hairs on the back of my neck stand up.
With that area, the picture that I posted, that somebody
Mhm.
sent me, the screenshot of that, looks like one of the big guys laying in the fork of the tree with his eyes closed and had his hand up kind of by the face, that I recently posted on the community tab. That picture was it was a screenshot out of a video that I filmed, that exact spot, within 150 feet of where I ran into the game warden and them two guys. And just a week or so later, after that happened, they burned all them woods down.
Right, I remember. I remember you saying that, and so I'm
They
kind of
burned it
wondering in the
twice.
back of my mind.
They
I'm
burn it,
sorry.
and then they ended up burning it again, and they burned it in the swamp. And that's illegal in Florida. They burned all of it. They burned it twice. And I asked my
Mm,
brother-in-law, and he said normally it's around 8 to 10 years when they burn the underbrush. And I told him, I said, they just burned it last year, and now they just burn it again this year.
uh-huh.
Not even 12 months. Why would they do that? He said,
The
I don't know.
same parcel of land. Hmm.
Yep. That's the piece that where I ran into the game warden and the two guys in them weird uniforms. That's the property they burned. Was that one?
So they're running the wildlife out of there is what they're doing.
I don't know. It kind of got under my skin, because I hunt that area.
Right, that's food, yes.
Yep. And I've always had things throwing acorns at me, and just the weird things that they do to you. But it's never been nothing violent. It still scares me. If I see them, I'm leaving. I'm not sticking around. I could come hunting the next day. But I've never really been. Nothing bad has happened. I've had no bad experiences there, just scary ones.
And the area that goes around in a circle where you park your car and you walk a long ways in and it goes around in a basic circle. That's the area you're talking about, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a big area, but you can't access all of it because of the swamp, and then there's a creek that cuts through, and it's way too deep to go across. It's 6 or 7 feet. You need a boat, but you can't get a boat to it unless you're going to drag it 500 yards through a swamp. It's a lot of work to get back
A
there.
P-row. You kind of need a portable P-row on your back, huh?
You'd have to have one, yeah, one of them fold up ones. Yeah. That would probably work if you can get it through the thicket that's on the edge of that swamp.
Yeah, but that costs buckies.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't have that, but
Y'all want Donnie to have one of those. You better send in some buckies, okay? But really, he needs help with the goats, folks. If you just ask him, he'll give you a list of supplies he needs for the goats. He does
yeah,
an outstanding job.
thank you. Thank you so much. We have a lot of births that are going to be starting, should start early March. We've got 30 mamas that are bred. We had a,
Wow.
we had a fence failure. Well,
You better get some sleep, Donnie. You're gonna be up every hour of the night.
I know, but most of them are pretty good about taking care of their babies, but we do get a few problems, and we bring them inside. Those
Yeah, but
babies,
30 of them? I mean, my gosh, you are going to really be busy, busy, busy.
we had a fence failure when we were in town, and we come back home to find all the male goats in with the girls, and
Oh, Mother Nature
one
took over.
Mother Nature was playing a joke on us. But it's all good. The worst part is finding homes for them that they're not going to barbecue them, or we don't want them, the
Right,
babies being.
right. Some people do like barbecued goat ribs, Donnie,
Yeah.
and that's hamburger meat from goats. And this is all about rescuing goats, folks. Uh, you know,
Oh yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And here's I just seen what Henry had put up. I'm going to throw this quick little clip up. He said the last Sasquatch I saw rushed at me, and when I shot at it, it disappeared on me, like gone, gone. Scared me to death. You know, uh, there's a
you know,
lot of that. We're hearing that, like, these days. We're hearing that a lot, that these things are just literally vanishing, like somebody flipping a switch.
well, and Donnie, even though he wrote that in short and sweet words to describe what he had endured, there's a
Yeah.
whole story behind that, Henry. And if you'd write that in or just pop in, and tell us about it, it did scare you. How you going to deal with it next time, and what, it
Oh, yeah.
just sparks my human compassion to reach out to people like that. I mean,
Yeah,
that's not
absolutely.
easy
And
for a person to process.
no, it's not. But I'm gonna try to do a little live chat every few days to give, because there's people that want to tell it, but they don't want to come in front of others, and they've got um this little chain on them preventing them from doing it. But there's going to be a day that Holy Spirit's going to nudge them. Today's your day, and they'll come forward. And I just want to give them that opportunity. And you know, when you get it off is when you start reclaiming what they take from you. And if I'd known that when I had my encounter, I wouldn't have waited so long to come forward. I would have done it a long time ago. It would have saved me a tremendous amount of pain. No
Well, I
budge.
kept asking, Donnie, I kept asking people in life, I nonchalant ask them, well, have you ever seen Bigfoot? Have you ever seen Sasquatch? A lot of times I call it Sasquatch. A lot of times I call it Bigfoot. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
don't hold me down to You know, when I recite my encounter, my words will change. I'm a descriptive person. You know, what I saw as a young girl and how I've processed it in my mind as an adult, you know, that's a whole lifelong process, you
Yeah.
know, and um, I, I'm so glad you haven't judged me, you know, on that. And
Oh,
I
I'm
really
not
am
judging
because,
nobody.
and people like Henry, you know, um, somebody to say that scared the death out of me. You know, he meant that. I believe he meant that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I've been there and I know what it's like to witness that kind of fear, and it does something to you inside. It gets in here and then it gets in here and it messes everything up. Um,
Well, I'm still working on trying to be able to go out in the woods alone because I still feel like a magnet, you know?
I, I still do. I go alone a lot, and it's not easy. Um, it hasn't gotten a whole lot easier. It's gotten a little bit, but not a whole lot. Every time I go out there, I got just I'm on edge. My nerves. It's like the day you wake up and you're not feeling good, and you're afraid you're going to snap and say something wrong to somebody if they question you. You know that feeling. You're on edge, and you don't want nobody talking to you, and because you don't want to say something you're going to regret. And that's the way I feel when I get out there. I get on edge, and I'm just like, I'm
That,
just
that means every one of your nerve fibers are standing on end. Your ears
oh
are
yeah,
wide open, your eyes are wide open, and you're hypersensitive. That word is called hypersensitive.
oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, and it just I don't know. I don't know when that's going to go away. I wished it would. I would love to get out in the woods an hour
Well,
or
how did
two
you feel when
before
you had
sun
Jeff
up.
alongside you?
I'm sorry.
You felt much better when you had Jeff alongside you, didn't you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was still scared when that big one showed up behind us. That's when I got scared. It wasn't a werewolf thing. I mean, it creeped me out. I mean, I was scared seeing it. Not that I was not scared, but I was not in fear of it hurting me or at all. There was it was not putting off anything, any negative stuff. It was just a strange experience.
It's
But
just
when we
there.
it was just there watching us, and it'd turn his head and look at me, and then it'd look at Jeff, and then it'd lay down. It was strange to see that. And looks
Why,
like it.
Jeff, were you busy praying during that moment?
I was trying to film it. I mean, I was right there. Jeff's on my
That's
left.
what I'm asking. Was Jeff busy praying in his mind at that moment,
You know,
silently? I mean,
Jeff got an assault rifle, a very big one, not a 223, and he's got it drawn on it. And I mean, he's standing there
woo,
pointing at it. And Jeff said he had to move. He would have got 30 rounds in the chest before he can get on his feet. And I ain't talking to the AR-15s that people are carrying today. This thing's shooting bullets that weigh about a pound a piece. It's a 450 caliber, massive gun.
boom,
Butch, I
boom,
did not
boom.
get
Yeah.
anything this season, brother. Nothing at all. I just
I
seen Butch
fired
at
off an
ass.
AK-47 with a 100-round clip. That was an experience. I fired off a 44. I fired off a 44 into the side of a mountain one day, blew a hole into it. You know, and
Oh yeah.
my papa used to have a sawed-off shotgun, you know, and there's nothing like being a little bitty girl and having your brother stand behind you because he knows he's gonna have to catch you. You know?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I wanted to put up what Johnny had just put on there. Said I'm totally convinced that the paranormal and Sasquatch go together. If you start dabbling in one, then start the other, then you'll make contact whether you want it or not. I believe that is 100% true.
Yeah, he's on to something there because that's what I kind
Yeah.
of was trying to say earlier to you, Donnie. You know, do you think we're drawing them because we're busy talking about them and we're intuitive, we know about them, and then that's what makes us somewhat magnets, you
Yeah.
know? But how do we know that the Lord's not training us to be warriors later, to fight against them? How
Yeah,
do you know you
very.
won't be in Creator's army and you're going to be the one that sets them straight with Jesus? How do you know that that won't be you?
That's it's so strange as you ask that because as a teenager, that was the only prayer that I can remember asking was I wanted nothing more than to be on the front lines fighting, a sword in
Oh,
hand, fighting, not through prayer, but physically fighting the demonic. That's where I wanted to be, battling against them. And I prayed for it a lot as a teenager. It kind of gave me goosebumps when you said that because I forgot all about that until you just said that. And
well, I've
uh,
kind of had a little experience, kind of battling the paranormal, folks, and I don't talk about those experiences too often, Donnie. I might
uh,
talk on camera with you. I'm not comfortable with sharing those experiences yet.
oh yeah, yeah, I don't blame you. I've had a lot of the paranormal stuff, and it was from exactly what Johnny said, dabbling in the paranormal, and it backfired on me.
Well, and it's not necessarily dabbling into paranormal. People go to dabbling into charms and chants and spells and witchcraft and whatnot out of
Yeah.
curiosity, and then going and reading about what this evil emblem and this evil symbol, and it gets in your mind. So when you go out in the woods and that's in your mind, well, that's like telepathic candy to the
Oh
evil
yeah,
being. They
yeah,
know that your
absolutely.
mind is aware of it, and yeah, he's spot on that. And
Yeah.
so, if the Lord's training you as a warrior to stand up, not be fearful, and to have your Holy Spirit, His Holy Spirit work through you. Okay, there's a reason these encounters are happening, folks. There's a
Yeah.
reason these beings aren't busy charging people. And what's worse, Donnie, is you know, 411. I mean, there's just too many people that go missing too, folks.
No, absolutely. And I don't know if you could see what Johnny just came back with. He says Sasquatch may be drawn to people who are somehow open to the spiritual. And that makes so much sense to me.
Yeah, they're going to test us to see whose side we're on too while we're at it.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
Don't think that might not happen to you.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Kevin had come back when you were speaking about that. Um, you see what Kevin had said. At one time, while recovering from hernia surgery, I started reading books on the occult, pre salvation for me, and weird stuff started happening in my house. Right there to what you were saying. It's, even reading up on that stuff.
Well, and you have
Is
to ask the
dabbling.
Lord. And here's a good piece of advice. You ask the Lord before you go to reading and exploring into things to learn things like that. I realized you were going through a learning experience, but
Oh, yeah.
you reach out to the Lord before you start to learning things like that. I know you want to learn to identify, to be able to identify evil. You kind of have to, there is some research involved in that, so you are able to discern it.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And we're going to have to shut it down here in just a minute, guys. I have to be up really, really early. I'm going to put this up. Kelly had said on here for Pearl. Let me see if it's going to come up. This thing is dragging so slow. I apologize for that. It's trying to switch. There it goes. She says, all good. Thank you, Pearl. You should really have a channel. You have the spirit in you, and I really enjoyed this show. Yeah, thank you so much, Kelly. And yep, Seven Pearls is loaded. That's for sure. But that's why we love her and
Oh,
says
I'm
it the way
humbled
it
by
is.
y'all. Yeah, y'all just have to understand I'm just like y'all are. Don't be shy.
Oh yeah.
I've taken up a lot of Donnie's time, and the truth of the matter is, I've been waiting for anybody to jump up here and just make me be quiet and bump me to the side, and I'll listen for a while, but Me and
Well,
Donnie, we do
I'm gonna
get
try to.
talking sometimes.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, that's what it's all about. Sometimes it's the smallest thing that you say could be the answer or the confirmation to what somebody else has received through prayer, through the Spirit. Sometimes it's only one word from the right person, and it changes things. It just opens up uh, multiple windows of opportunity for people. You get that confirmation from Holy Spirit, especially if you're praying about something. And I've witnessed it several times, and you just want that answer. I think God just answered me, but how do I know it was Him? And then something happens, and you get confirmation. Without a doubt, that was definitely my Father who did that. And yeah,
Oh,
absolutely. But yeah,
and
we're gonna.
before we close, we ask Lord God Almighty to touch each and every person who is hearing our words tonight. And we also ask the Lord to reach out and touch the family members. Lord, move all the mountains that are in all the prayers of all the people that hear us tonight. And if you're not moving the mountain, Lord, please build a path around it. We ask that in Jesus' holy name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you, my
I
sister.
love y'all.
No,
I
we
love y'all.
absolutely love you. Yeah, yeah.
Henri.
No, you ain't. But, guys, thank y'all so much for joining us. If I have missed your question or comment, I apologize. Please don't hold it against me. We will be back. We're going to be doing this often. We've got people that are wanting to come on. We're going to get them on to share their experiences. If you have something you'd like to share, it doesn't matter if it was a little 2-second flash of seeing something. If it's something that you've seen and it stuck with you from 20 years ago, there's something to that.
And it doesn't matter just how wacky or paranormal or crazy you think it is. If it's something you experienced get it off your chest. That's part of the healing process, okay?
Yep. And the whole thing is, I was not there when it happened. And who am I to say it didn't happen? Regardless how crazy it sounds. I mean, listen to some of the stuff that I've seen in my life. And I have no desire to make up a story to bring friends in or attention. And I was accused of that, and that I made up all my encounters so I can make more money on my channel. And the answer to that is check my channel. I'm not monetized. I don't sell anything.
It's not check my channel, it's called check my spirit, check my character.
Oh
Seek
yeah,
out the Lord. He'll tell you the truth. How
yeah,
about that big idea,
absolutely.
folks?
Yeah, go to the Father with it.
Go to
Tell
the
him.
Father with it.
Yeah,
Uh,
he'll certainly answer you. Yeah, that's absolutely. But I appreciate all of you guys coming on. And I apologize. I don't mean to just jump off, but it's nine. Uh, yeah, it's 9:13 my time, and I got to be up at 2.
Okay, one more thing, Donnie. Y'all be sure to click the X, okay, and look underneath this live stream. It's all the links to help Donnie out with the goats, and he's already
Oh yeah,
mentioned come March, he's gonna have a lot to deal with and need a lot. So y'all think about him and help him out, okay? God bless you all.
thank
Love
you.
you all. Thank you,
Absolutely
Donnie.
love you guys. Y'all have a wonderful evening. Hang on a minute, Pearl. God bless all of you. I will be seeing you guys soon. Thank you so much. Until next time, you guys be safe.
Aw.